Good morning, everyone. Okay. Let me try this again. Alright, so good morning, guys. Before we get started, I just really want to emphasize to you guys that every morning that you did wake up and you open your eyes, it's a miracle morning. Why am I saying that? Last night at 9:30 p.m. when my dad usually would come home, he got into a car accident. And thank goodness, thank the Lord, he's okay. But the thing is, the night before that, at the same exact time, I had this sudden thought about him being in an accident. Like it all came out of nowhere. It just popped up. I was already in bed, I was getting ready to sleep, and then that thought just kind of showed up out of nowhere. And I set the intention, I used the power of my mind to send him this like golden light of protection. And I just imagined that, and like I sent him this like angelic presence to protect him right when I had that thought. Like I thought it was just crazy. And that night he came home fine, perfect, and I was just like, super grateful and appreciative of that. I didn't think too much of it. And then last night I got woken up and by my mom that we had to go pick him up in an emergency because he got into a car accident. Literally 24 hours later that happened. So why am I sharing this with you? Oh, and thank goodness he was okay, because if it could have been 1,000 times worse considering what happened. But I truly do believe that there's angels and there's, God was watching over him. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys today, first of all, there's a couple of things that I would want to emphasize. Number one, our thoughts have powers. If you guys still not aware how much power that our thoughts and our emotions have when it comes to directly influencing our reality, like I truly do believe that what I did when I had that thought of him being in an accident 24 hours before, and I intentionally imagined using my imagination, my visualization power to think of this healing golden light surrounding him, protecting him. I know that did something 24 hours later when it actually happened to protect him. Like I know that for a fact, especially because I did that right before I fell asleep. And our subconscious mind is powerful and it's more potent right before we go to bed. So whatever thoughts that you think about right before you go to bed, that actually it's embedded into your entire energetic being. Let me just break this down for you guys. So we as everything that's on our universe, in our universe, is made up of energy. Even if things that you think is solid, it's not actually solid. It's just a field of not particles, but we are all energy vibrating at a different frequency. So our thoughts and our emotions actually have electromagnetic powers that influence everything that's in our physical reality. So, and if you guys want to learn more about that, just go study law of attraction. Like I don't have time to break all of that down for you guys. But the law of attraction is just like the law of gravity. It's a universal principle that will influence and impact your reality, whether or not you want to believe it or whether or not you're aware of it. But when you are aware of it, that's when life gets fun. That's when you have powers back. That's when you can design your own reality. A lot of people are not thinking with their own minds. That's why we are susceptible to outside influences and controls. So I'm sharing this because like what happened was so, like, I cannot even wrap my mind, first of all, around the fact that I was able to predict it happened 24 hours before my dad's accident. Like, I cannot explain that kind of stuff, but I experienced that thought. Like, in my mind, it just popped up. Like, I saw it happening. And in the fifth dimension, right, 3D is the physical reality that we see with our physical senses. But the fifth dimension, time and space do not exist. Time and space do not exist. So when I had that thought last night, who knows, like, maybe it was already happening at that time. But then in the physical reality of 3D dimension, things took a little bit longer for it to manifest. So everything that you see in your physical reality right now first started off with a thought in your mind. Think about that. Everything that shows up in your life first started as a thought in your mind. So if every single day you are consistently thinking the same thoughts, having the same emotions, how do you expect that you create a different reality? The same thoughts trigger the same emotions. The same emotions trigger a specific set of behaviors, and a specific set of behaviors trigger a certain type of results. Like, that's just how it works scientifically. If you want to talk about psychology, but on a metaphysical, non-physical level, there is a few of infinite potentials that surrounds us. And just by your focus and your attention and your intentions alone, that actually collapses the wave of potentials into a physical reality. There's actually a really great video on YouTube that talks about this. It's like a cartoon. It talks about the quantum physics of how just the pure observation of our thoughts and our focus actually collapses the wave potentials into an actual particle, an actual matter, which it's in a sense your physical reality. If you don't understand what I'm talking about right now, go do your own homework. Go look at quantum physics on YouTube, and also study the law of attraction. But all I'm trying to say is, guys, like, if you understand this bigger perspective, if we stop identifying ourselves with the smallness of who we are, which is our physical bodies, our physical reality, that is only one dimension of reality. If we can stop identifying with the smallness of that and understand the greatness that we all are, which is an infinite field of potentials, we are infinite, we are not physical, right? If you can identify with how great you are beyond this physical bodies, then all the fears go away. And you start taking back your power by understanding the power of your thoughts and your emotions. Like, I am so tired of people telling me, like, my intuition is bullshit. Like, my intuition is my direct communication with spirit. Like, I don't care what kind of evidence you want to throw my way with, like, the scientific papers and the scientific experiments. I'm not saying that they're not valid, but at the same time, I trust my intuition over anything else. Because my spirit knows something that my physical self do not know. My spirit is able to know something beyond the 3D dimension. So anyone who comes at me and want to argue or debate about my perspectives of what's going on right now on this planet, I ask you to maybe, do your own study first of how a universe works. Okay, and I'm saying this with so much love. Like, I'm saying this with, just this deep desire for more of us to reclaim our personal powers and to stop letting outside influences dictate how you think, how you feel, how you act, and how your life turns out to be. Like, these experiences are so real and so personal to my experience, and that's why I know what I know, and that's why I share what I share. Like, things like this, like with my dad, and me intentionally sending him healing, protective powers the night before. And then the next night it happened. Like, he got into a car accident, but he was okay, like, without a scratch. Like, I am so grateful for that. And, like, you know, all I'm trying to say is, to summarize this, is that your thoughts and your emotions have powers. And if you do not claim that power, guys, others who know how our universe works, the people in control, they're taking advantage of that. That's why I want to inspire and empower all of you guys to remember and reclaim your greatness. Like, your greatness, you are so much bigger than what they taught you to be. Like, they taught us to think that we are just this identity, this physical body where we need to grow up, be good boys, and comply with the rules of the society, do what teachers want us to do what parents want us to do, and as long as we get a good job, save up for 401k, have that nice nest egg, then we're good. But that's not who you are, guys. Like, you are so much bigger than what society has taught you to think that you are. You are infinite, expanding beings. You are spiritual beings living in a physical body. It's only when we identify ourselves with our physical bodies and think that we are nothing more than that, that's when we are afraid of losing it. If you truly understand who you are and what you are on a much bigger scale, you will have no fears. You will be able to create your reality just like that. Like, I can literally tell you guys a lot more incidences and times when I literally use my thoughts to create something. And it's potent right before you go to bed. If you think of a thought and you set the intention to create it, it's powerful. One time, my most significant time was when I when I was scrolling through Instagram right before bed. I was looking at Tai Lopez Instagram. If you guys don't know Tai Lopez, he's one of the top, like, I think he do like marketing or something like that. I was scrolling through his Instagram for an hour right before bed, I think like 2 years ago. And I stumbled upon a post that he said that if you comment on my post, I'm going to pick 3 people and giving away $100 each to all 3 of these people. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, this guy has over, like, I think a couple like tens and thousands of people following him. And in that picture that he said he was giving away money, I think there was at least like 3,500 people who commented on that post. And what I did was I commented anyways, and right before bed I visualized and I felt what it would feel like to be the one who got selected by him. And then guess what? The next day he sent me a message in my DM saying that I was one of the 3 people that got selected. Like, what are the odds? I don't think nothing happens in our universe that's a coincidence. Everything is happening as a divine like occurrence. Nothing is a coincidence. So I hope you guys are really listening or hearing what I'm saying right now in this live stream. Before, you know, next time you want to question what I believe in, what I share about what's going on right now, and I stand firmly about what I believe because of what, because I know the power, my relationship, my intuition, my relationship with God is what is conveyed in my intuition. So I know for a fact that what's going on right now in the planet, it's so much bigger than just this virus. It's so much bigger, guys. It has to do with humanity breaking away our slavery from things like misinformation, deception, illusion, mind control, programming, decades and decades of systematic ways of setting us humanity, setting us up for failure. Like, there are systems in place right now that are dumbing down our human consciousness. And that's why, there is a huge shift going on right now that humanity is rising up in the consciousness. And that's when they realize that we are so much bigger than just this physical body. We understand that we have powers with our thoughts and our emotions. And there is a group of people waking up right now. And one of them, things are going to be painful for you. Things are going to be painful for you because you're just going to be so holding on to your identities, your attachments, your physical selves. And as you start to see things starting to unfold, different truths gonna come out, different news are going to show how much you've been lied to your whole entire life. You are going to be in so much pain because you don't want to accept that. So I encourage you guys to prepare for this. You just keep your minds open, keep your hearts open, embrace different perspectives with compassion, with patience, with a sense of curiosity, like knowing that you don't know what you don't know. And why would people say things that might totally seem like out of this planet? Like, just come with a curious mind and ask why. And don't get into immediately this defensive mode, like trying to argue with people, trying to say that they're stupid. Like, don't be that person, please. Like, don't be that person. There's a reason why I say the things that I do, because I've been on a spiritual journey for the past 3 years. I don't look at our universe or our planet the same way that a lot of people do, because I've shifted out of the 3D dimension. And if you don't know what I'm saying, then you got to do your own studying, right? So I'm just feeling so fired up today because again, like, everything that I'm sharing, it's from my personal experience. Like, I know what I know from my own personal experience. So if you question that, then you're questioning my experience, and that's like, don't be that person. Just don't be that person, okay? All right, so I'm getting some coffee again because all night yesterday I was just like waiting for my dad to be done with the emergency room, and I just want to say, like, not only, and the healing, the protective golden light that I sent my dad the night before, it manifested in a group of amazing individuals who showed up and supported my dad when the person who hit him just left. The person hit his car and he just left. Okay, like, my dad could have been left on the highway completely by himself for who knows how long. And I am so grateful for the universe, for God, for sending him a group of amazing people who, despite what's happening right now, the pandemic, they didn't just walk away, drove off without taking care of my dad. This is the power of humanity's, like, our genuine compassion hearts. Like, we all have this compassion to help one another. But right now, the people in control is weaponizing our empathy. They're using the fact that we care so much about each other and to use that against each other, right? They want us to shame each other when we don't do social distancing. They want us to get mad at each other when we are not wearing a mask. Like, that is bullshit. Like, our inherent nature is that we all care about each other's well-being. But you gotta really think deeper and see what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. So I hope you guys are really hearing me. Let me know when you guys are going to watch this later on, what's landing for you. Like, I'm feeling so strongly about this because, like, I really do feel like we're at a critical time right now as a humanity, collectively. Which direction are you going to head down to? Is it going to be a direction where you're reclaiming your power, reclaiming the power of your thoughts and your emotions and taking back control over your own destiny? Or are you going to continue to go down this path to let outside influences to continue to dictate how you think, how you act, how you feel, which ultimately determines how the outcome of your life is going to show up? If you don't think for yourself, others are controlling you. And all I'm asking you guys to do is to ask why. Why is this happening? Why are they saying this? Why are they putting these restrictions in place? Ask the question why. If you're not asking why and you're just blindly accepting what's going on right now and blindly thinking that they're doing this for our good, think again and just ask why. All right, so that's all I'm gonna say today. I feel like this one is kind of heated, but I am just feeling fired up. Like I gotta, and I encourage all of you guys to also do the same. Like whatever it is that you're feeling right now with your heart, with your soul, and you're too afraid to speak up, just know that this isn't about you. This is not about you. This is about your children. This is about your grandchildren. This is about your future generations, right? 100 years from now, none of us will be here, but your children will be. What kind of role are you going to leave behind for them? And the decisions that you make today, it's going to matter. All right, guys, I'm going to go get some coffee. And then I'll see you later at 4 p.m. PST. Today's going to be a little bit hectic because I still got to go take care of my dad's car. Gonna see where we can. I think we have to go to a place where they towed it and then gotta pick it up. But anyways, I'm just so grateful that, you know, the universe has sent him angels to protect him when that happened and he's okay. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Think about what I just said today. And yeah, I'll see you at 4 p.m. later for Ask Miko Anything.